Alright, well hello internet, it's Acoustic Pants here. This video is a bit of a ramble and a rant about a lot of things to do with these videos and the Bible, theology, religion, Christianity, the internet in general, and why I do it. Like, I get that it's strange that someone would make a kind of a video blog series about Christian theology and the Bible while playing video games on the internet, on YouTube. Like, not many people do it, and that's a bit odd, and I get that, but I'm a bit of an odd guy, to be honest. But that's a whole other matter. It's kind of a unique thing. I really like gaming, and I really like theology, so we just stick the two together, and I really feel like I should be sharing my theology and my Bible studies, and so that's kind of what I'm attempting to do. But it is pretty odd, and I think God just wants me to be talking about God and the Bible, and I'm kind of good at dealing with, like, I study a lot, and I can be good at articulating these concepts. I'm an okay teacher, I guess, and I'm an okay speaker, and this is really kind of fun, to be honest. So this video, I guess I just wanted to get over a couple of things that I'm trying to do. Like, I'm not an evangelist or a pastor, or like a minister at a church. I'm just a guy. It's like it. I'm no one. I work as a writer for a business school. But one thing I've come to be aware of with, I guess probably a lot of religions, but especially true with a lot of the different traditions of Christianity, is we put a lot of value on being right, and it almost seems to me like we have more faith in having the right beliefs than we have in God. Like, it seems like we trust more in having the right doctrines or the right way of doing church or Christianity. We trust in that more than we trust in God, and that concerns me. And one of my underlying messages is not to do that, but to put all your trust in God. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you were to take an inventory of all of your beliefs and doctrines, if you were even aware of all of them, I think we've got a lot of beliefs we're not fully aware of. But if you could list all of those out and then compare yourself to people in the Bible who a lot of them are recorded as, knowing God. Abraham was a friend of God, Jesus' disciples and the early church, and Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the 12 patriarchs of Israel, all of that. These people were known as believers and as the people of God, and all the Jews, once the nation of Israel had been set up, King David, King Solomon. These people would have vastly different belief systems to you, and would have vastly different belief systems to me. I've got a video on here already, where I go into dogma, doctrine, and opinion, and the differences between all three, and how they make like a hierarchy of importance, and how people have different beliefs on different stages of their hierarchy. No videos were found. What? Where'd my videos go? Hang on. While I'm thinking of it, I'll try and find the name of the video. It's here. I know you're here. Come on, Acoustic Pants. Do the internet. It sounded wrong. That's pretty much the first thing. Which is where does your trust lie? Does it lie with Jesus, or does it lie with something about Jesus, or something else entirely? It's the AirMech video. I should make some more AirMech videos. That's a fun game. Why the Christians are killing the Christians. Yeah, alright, so that's up there. That's great. The other thing I want to do is be a bit of a gap between academia and the world of theology and Christian literature and normal Christians. Like, most Christians who are listening to this video, I don't know you personally. I guess I wish I did. But most of us don't have time to go reading commentaries and learning Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, and studying the ancient religions and Jewish literary techniques and engaging in textual criticism and that sort of thing. But there are scholars who do, and the scholarly tradition is hundreds of years old, and there's lots of stuff which is known by scholars which most of us ordinary, everyday, plebeian Christians just aren't aware of. Like where Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2 come from, the two creation stories, and how half of the Pauline epistles in the New Testament are generally not thought to be written by Paul, but written by people impersonating him. Stuff like, why is the book of Ruth in the Bible? Or why is the book of Esther? Why keep that in the Bible? Why is the Apocalypse of John, the book of Revelation, how did that make it into the Bible? But why not Peter's Apocalypse? And all those kinds of things. And I get that people don't want to pore through dusty old tomes in libraries and universities and lock themselves up in white towers and get PhDs in this sort of stuff. And you don't need to. You don't need a PhD to know God. But to deal with the complexity of all the beliefs we have and the worldview and the path God is taking you down in your life, and trying to understand the Bible, like it's a collection of really ancient books. That stuff requires scholarly work, and I want to be a bridge that kind of takes some of this stuff, which is just common knowledge to the scholars, and just stick it in a video. Because a lot of this stuff is already in books which most Christians don't even know about, and books which most Christians will never read. And strangely enough, excuse me, books which most pastors might never ever read either. I found this really odd trend, and I know a lot of scholars have noticed it as well, where a Christian minister in any kind of ministry, leading a church, going on the missions trips around the world, evangelical pursuits, they'll spend 4 or 5 years at a Bible school, usually as a postgraduate, so they've already got a regular degree. And they'll go to some Bible school or training college and learn all this theological stuff, and then get out and engage in their ministry, and especially in the churches, will spend years and never ever share a word of all the stuff they spent years learning in their Bible school. Which is odd, because a lot of that stuff is really helpful. Like the way Jewish literature repeats itself, because most of the Bible was written to be heard, not read, and most people were illiterate. Like when you read the Psalms, it's true, really true for stories as well, but when you read the Psalms, probably the most common poetic device is the way they repeat stuff. So they'll say an idea in like 2 lines or 3 lines, and then the next 2 or 3 lines will be making the same point as the one before it, but just with a different subject and object, a different poetic phrase. And it's really quite a beautiful form of poetry, but not understood by us. So it makes the Psalms really boring, whereas repetition is used, 1, as a device to make it easier to listen to for hours, and 2, it's just another beautiful form which we don't always understand how to appreciate. So I want to be a bit of a bridge. And then the other thing, which is pretty closely tied to those two, is in order for people, like if you do have your trust in things other than God, in being right with your beliefs or having the right beliefs, articulating them the right way, having correct behavior. I think we police each other's behavior a lot when maybe that's not the most helpful thing. It's not easy to just move from trusting in the way you do your Christianity to trusting in the Christ who inspired it. And sometimes that requires a bit of insight into where your beliefs come from and how they get there and how they develop. And I want to try and reveal with my videos how we get to the views we've got. Like, why are evangelicals so goddamn evangelical? Like, why do they need to rant and rave? I guess I've been part of the evangelical tradition throughout my entire faith, but like, why do they need to get on the news and criticize political policies that don't concern them, and critique non-Christians' life choices when these people haven't first accepted Christ? Like, how does it get there? And the wars and the Crusades and why are there different denominations, you know, all of that kind of stuff, how we got there. So if I can, hopefully, my strategy is this, I'll lay it bare. If I can reveal where our beliefs and your beliefs and mine come from, then hopefully, then with that revealed, you can see for yourself whether or not you trust in that belief or whether you trust in God. Because God doesn't seem to be policing us on being right. He seems to be trying to change our character, trying to create a new human being in his image, someone who's motivated by love and selflessness, and grace and mercy, and someone who lives by faith, following the Holy Spirit, all of that good stuff. And sometimes, a lot of the time, I guess, the battle's in your head. It's what you think and how aware are you of what you think. And I guess my videos really want to do that. Plus it's fun. Ever since I started actually recording these little sermons that I do, I don't know what to call them. Are they video blogs? Are they sermons? I don't know. You can decide that. But ever since I started recording them, I've felt a lot better at just having gotten what I felt needed to be said out there, and it's just in a form that other people could hopefully benefit from, and I've maybe contributed to other people's lives. So I just need to be talking about this, bottom line. And as I said, I'm not a pastor or a minister or a scholar, so I don't have the normal kind of fora for sharing this kind of information. So hey, here's the internet, I'll just use the internet. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Videos are out Wednesdays and Sundays. I have been Acoustic Pants, and I will see you next time. Bible while playing video games on the internet, on YouTube. Like, not many people do it, and that's a bit odd, and I get that, but I'm a bit of an odd guy, to be honest. But that's a whole other matter. It's kind of a unique, it is pretty odd, and I think God just wants me to be talking about God and the Bible, and I'm kind of good at dealing with Christianity, the internet in general, and why I do it. Like, I get that it's strange that someone would make a kind of a video blog series about Christian theology and the thing. I really like gaming, and I really like theology, so we just stick the two together, and I really feel like I should be sharing my theology and my Bible studies, and so that's kind of what I'm attempting to do. But it is alright. Well, hello internet, it's Acoustic Pants here. This video is a bit of a ramble and a rant about a lot of things to do with these videos and the Bible, theology, religion,